Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Global News reports that the Toronto Police Service has announced arrests in Project Lighthouse, a cybercrime investigation involving a mobile SMS blaster described as the first of its kind detected in Canada. This sophisticated device mimicked legitimate cell towers to send fraudulent text messages, appearing to come from trusted organizations like banks or service providers. Detected in downtown Toronto in November 2025, the device moved across the Greater Toronto Area, connecting to tens of thousands of mobile devices and causing over 13 million network disruptions. Authorities confirmed these disruptions could temporarily block access to essential services, including 911's MOD, following search warrants executed in Markham and Hamilton on March 31. Multiple devices and electronic evidence were seized, leading to the arrest of 3 individuals who now face numerous fraud and mischief-related charges. Police are confident the immediate risk in Toronto has been addressed but continue to identify other potential victims and urge the public to remain vigilant against suspicious links and unsolicited messages. The Canada Border Services Agency, CBSA, has initiated an investigation into the alleged dumping of steel racks imported from China. The probe, which began on Monday, aims to determine whether these steel racks are being sold in Canada at unfairly low prices, are subsidized by the Chinese government, or both. This action follows a formal complaint lodged by 5 Canadian companies: Arpac Storage Systems, Italics Inc., Industries, Cresswell Inc., the Econo Rack, 2005 Group Inc., and North American Steel Equipment Inc. The complainants assert that they have experienced significant price erosion and depression, along with lost sales as a direct result of the alleged dumping practices. Concurrently, the Canadian International Trade Tribunal (CIT) will conduct a preliminary inquiry to assess whether these imports are indeed causing harm to Canadian producers, with a decision expected by June 19th. The CBSA itself is slated to make its preliminary decisions on the unfair pricing and subsidization aspects by July 20. This report comes from the Canadian Press. Global News reports that WestJet is increasing its baggage fees, effective Thursday, citing current global conditions, specifically the surging price of jet fuel. This rise in fuel costs is attributed to the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran, which began in late February and escalated into a broader Middle East conflict, leading to Iran's effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz. This critical waterway supplies 1/5 of the world's oil. Other airlines are similarly affected. Air Canada recently announced higher baggage fees and suspended several routes due to unprofitability from fuel costs, while German airline Lufthansa canceled approximately 20,000 short-haul flights across Europe. Air Transat also reduced about 6% of its flights and introduced a fuel charge for package holidays. Fuel is a significant operating expense for airlines, accounting for a quarter of Air Canada's costs in 2024. However, Porter Airlines states it has no current plans to reduce flight capacity. Global News reports that Saskatchewan's Ombudsman has criticized the provincial government for its slow response to wildfire evacuees last summer. The annual report revealed that many of the over 10,000 displaced residents experience significant delays in receiving essential support, such as food and shelter, leading to more than 380 complaints. One notable case involved a mother with an autistic child struggling to buy groceries during an evacuation. Additionally, some residents who fled to Manitoba found themselves unable to access necessary assistance in the neighboring province. Ombudsman Sharon Pratchler emphasized that timely crisis response is crucial for the safety of evacuees, and procedural delays can intensify the trauma of such events. While Pratchler initially planned a separate investigation, she has since decided against it, as the province is conducting its own third-party review into the wildfire response. The British Columbia Energy Regulator has issued an order to LNG Canada concerning black smoke flaring at its Kitimat facility, after an inspection revealed at least 2 instances of non-compliance with the company's permit. One black smoke emission event lasted over 7 hours, exceeding the permit's allowance for no black smoke during normal operations and a maximum of 15 minutes during process upsets. LNG Canada is required to submit a root cause report by August 15th and implement preventative measures by October 15th. Previously obtained monthly air emissions reports from October to January show flaring volumes significantly exceeded permitted limits by up to 45 times for warm and wet flares. LNG Canada states increased flaring is normal during the early operations phase but will decrease. Environmental and health advocates have expressed concerns. This news comes from City News Everywhere. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.